What better time than to talk about fiber and your gut microbiome than when you're actually feeding your gut microbiome with fiber from baby carrots and hummus? I know that some people are going to talk about how baby carrots are not real. Well, regardless if they're real or not, they are a plant and they do contain fiber. The reason that fiber is so important is because we have these little tiny organisms I like to call bugs. Um, they're in our stomachs and they sit in there and they are a huge part of our metabolism. Now, your metabolism isn't just a thing that tells you whether you burn fat really fast or eat up the calories. Calories go right through your body if you're really skinny. Metabolism is every single system that goes on in your body, right? And so when we feed our bugs in our stomach with fiber, which is all that they eat, they only eat fiber. So if you have a diet low in fiber, then you're starving your bugs and you need your bugs to live a happy life. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but your gut has also been referred to as your second brain. And the reason is because the microorganisms inside of your gut, they actually play a huge part in all of your emotions. Now, definitely go and look all this stuff up and research it. I would love to put all the doctors that I listen to, and these are not your typical Western doctors that are talking about this. Nutrition is not a huge part of what your Western doctor, your typical Western doctor, is going to be studying, unfortunately, even though it's the biggest part of health. Nutrition is not studied in Western medicine at the level that it should be, and that's why there are a lot of people that are sick. But there are doctors that have, shared all this information that we've been learning over the last couple decades. And there's a lot of it that we already knew, but it takes a while for things to get around. And that's why I thank the Lord that there have been people that have been persistent about sharing this very information, because otherwise I would have never learned about it. Anyways, this stuff right here, if you're not feeding your body this, you're not feeding your gut microbiome, the bugs in your stomach that are alive. And there are some people that even go as far as to say that they're live and they actually communicate with one another just like people do. Like, hi, hello, how are you? Yeah, and it's a very, very funny thought. But it might be very true. And if that's the case, I want to make sure that my little bugs, they're in a happy home and they're getting the food that they need, and the food that they want. Because not only does it make them happy and makes them thrive, it also makes me happy and it makes me thrive. So that's why you need to get your fiber.